Okay, let's talk about Gotham City in video games. First time we seen it and was able to experience it and walk around it was in Arkham City. They said that this was a dilapidated part of Gotham and it wasn't mainland Gotham. I still enjoyed this map though. But one of the big issues I had is it didn't feel like a real part of the city. It felt like its purpose was always going to be Arkham City, a place that was later going to become a prison. What I mean is that I couldn't picture people living there. Always when I would play the game, I would look out to the skyline to mainland Gotham and dream about the next game. I would think to myself that soon we'll finally be able to be in real Gotham, with the towering buildings, the blips, just like the animated series, but this time in an actual game. The next time we seen Gotham was in Origins, and I really liked this depiction of Gotham. It was really immersive, the map had snow. I love me some snow in games. They brought that one district that I really liked because it was more of what we were promised from that Arkham City skyline. The district I'm talking about is the one with the hotel. I think it's at the top of the map. I also think that the part of the Origins map that had the Arkham City map made me appreciate the Arkham City map more. I could see it more as a part of the city when it was less dilapidated. The issue I had though is that the game was held back by the system and the time, and you were unable to reach the peaks of these skyscrapers, but I did enjoy the scale, or at least the illusion of the scale. Finally, the next gen Arkham came out, Arkham Knight, and I was excited to finally be in mainland Gotham. Turns out, it is mainland Gotham, but not the one we seen in the Arkham City skyline. Guess that's downtown Gotham.
Can't believe this. Yo, I can't believe this. Yo, I cannot believe this.
The scale was amazing, the atmosphere, and I love how Rocksteady doesn't shy away from their world that they created, and it makes the game feel so much more immersive. It's my favorite of the series because it executes everything the franchise stood for so well. And even though we got close, it's still not my Gotham. Tim Burton and the animated series set this standard for me in my mind. Tim Burton's Gotham was all about scale, the blips, the old architecture, the skylights. I think that's what Gotham in video games is missing, is that scale and that old world feeling. Also, the scale is nothing without congestion. I should be able to walk the streets of Gotham, and the sky is blocked out by towering skyscrapers. And when you reach the top of one, is some of the only times that you should be able to see the sky and the sun, or the moon, except for selected areas on the map that don't have high rises like the poorer areas. That's another thing about Gotham that the games have been missing, is the polarizing aspect of the poor areas to the rich areas. Gotham to me is a city that was built on a promise and well-intentions, and then capitalism did its thing and the promise was abandoned. So it creates a stark contrast within the city, the promise of tomorrow and the despair of the present. The old grand architecture feels abandoned from an old age because it's supposed to represent the past and hope for what Gotham was supposed to be. That's why there are rich areas and towers that tower 100 floors over the poorer areas that the rich Gothamites never ever see. That's something that was never really in the games, is the class divide, but it's so intrinsic to Batman, Bruce Wayne's story, and Gotham City. I mean, it's always in the air in the games, but if you actually had Batman or Bruce interact with people that lived in Gotham, then I feel like this could be fixed. I think the only game to do this well wasn't an Arkham game, it was Batman Telltale series, where they told stories of regular people in Gotham and had you interact with them and they could be a fully formed character within the game. I think that's important for Batman games moving forward, is having Bruce talk to civilians, and it just will flesh out Gotham more. Okay, so let's talk about the Arkham Knight concept art. It's basically everything I've ever wanted from Gotham. So it shows the intent from the creators was there, but I'm guessing that they were limited by the tech at the time. The concept art is perfect. It's like the perfect Gotham ever. The fact that Batman looks like an ant compared to the buildings is what I want, that scale. In recent history, a game I played that had that scale that really stood out to me is Cyberpunk 2077.
It's a city of dreams, and I'm a big dreamer.
And I think it's the Corpo Center. When you look up, you feel very small. The buildings are gigantic. The game nailed its city, and the scale adds so much to the immersion, especially because it's first person. That's another thing too. I think to get the scale across, you have to do certain things with the camera to make things look bigger, but that's not what this video is about. But this is how I want to feel in Gotham, that I could look up and barely see the sky. The Arkham Knight concept art gets the idea so well, and I'm hoping these next-gen consoles can create what the concept art shows. The only next-gen Batman game we have is Gotham Knights, and it's not really a Batman game, but it is in Gotham. But I'm not the biggest fan of their Gotham. I feel like they got the old and new well. It's hard to feel immersed in a city when it's sparse. I was thinking how concept art is kind of a curse to look at just what could have been. Rocksteady was making a Superman game, but it got canceled, but you're still able to see the concept art online. And it just makes you imagine what could have been. Metropolis is a great example of a city with character. You can't have it without the monorails and the white, sleek, clean tech of the future mixed with the colorful nostalgia of the 50s. I think the Arkham games got the character of Gotham pretty well, but it's missing some things, like the congestion and the otherworldly giant scale of the old world. I think making Bruce an actual character in Batman games, being able to be him during the daytime, traversing Gotham, would really help the city be fleshed out. Interacting with the elites, being in Wayne Tower penthouse, looking down at the city, then being on ground level in your car or walking on the streets and looking up and trying to find the sun. I feel like it would help Batman games a lot. They can do something like what Gotham Knights did with the Belfry, but not as limited. You're Bruce Wayne in the day, following leads like in Telltale, but a lot more interactive. Make it interesting if they make it like a sim experience. Something that's brought to mind is something like Red Dead Redemption 2, where there's things to do, even though you're just a regular person. Obviously, Bruce wouldn't have a gun, but I feel like there's ways they could work things out to be interesting and not boring, being Bruce Wayne. So then it would mean a lot more in the night when you're on the same roofs you were looking up at as Bruce, interacting with the poor in Gotham and not just the elites. Those that get me understand this would be a perfect game. Have Bruce Wayne interact with the elites, and then as Batman, he's able to interact with a different class that his class doesn't allow him to interact with. So Batman could interact with the poor and see the results of his elite friends as Bruce Wayne have on actual people. And it would just make Gotham feel more alive and feel like there's actual people in it. The big issue with a lot of the Arkham games is that there's just no life in the cities. It's just crime. The cities are great, but you know, it takes away an aspect. And I guess that's not what they were trying to do, but I think a Batman game that felt lived in and Gotham felt lived in would do really well. So yeah, take in mind the concept art, that promise. We need that scale and we need that congestion. We need to be Bruce in the day so we could earn being the Bat in the night. We need to feel small in the city so we could feel unstoppable at night. We need a suffocating Gotham where the only relief is a gargoyle on the 82nd floor. This could even work with Terry McGinnis from Batman Beyond. And it doesn't have to be Bruce, as long as the cities has the scale of something like Cyberpunk 2077. But I just love the old world architecture and felt it would fit better with Brucey. This is the Gotham I want, and I feel it would be such a great game. But maybe with the tech we have now, it's possible. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Just a little talking about the Arkham Knight concept art. I've always loved the concept art of Arkham Knight. And I just remember as a kid, Arkham City and looking at the skyline and just wanting to be there in the next game. And then the next game came and it was only in the concept art. And I kind of felt a little disappointment, even though I really loved Arkham Knight. And I just want to talk about that. If y'all feel the same, leave down in the comments. Leave what you want for the next Batman game in the comments. If you care about what Gotham looks like, how you want it to look like, how you think we could integrate Bruce Wayne into the game. And yeah, leave a like if you liked the video. And Swag Cat out.